Hello, I'm Gideon Hodge, and this is Beer Country.
Bedside table drawer.
Slate, please.
Gideon, stop snoring.
Right here? Hi guys, we're here with Chafunkta Brewing. This is Mr. Joshua,
Yes.
who's going to be telling us about his newest two breweries here.
What was his name again?
Mr.
Mr. Joshua.
All right.
Lethal Weapon. Gary Busey before he was really crazy. He was
Oh.
kind of crazy, but yeah. And no cigarette lighters here to do the arm thing because we can do that. So no. So we're thrilled to be here at the Irish House. We thought it'd be very cool to bring one of our beers. It's an Irish Red to the Irish House, obviously. Bayou Blaze. We brought two flavors of it. We brought our standard traditional Irish Red Bayou Blaze, but then we also took Bayou Blaze and put it in a pen, which is a smaller keg where you get to add certain additives and different things to it to bring out more flavor. What we actually did is we went to Tabasco, the company with Tabasco peppers, McKelney, and got one of their barrels, oak chips from their barrels. We took those oak chips where they aged Tabasco peppers and soaked that in Cabo Wabo tequila, white tequila from Sammy Hagar, the Red Rocker himself. And we took all of those additives and threw it into our Irish Red, let it soak for a little while, and you can go get some right now.
So is my mouth feel like catching
My mouth is
fire?
watering right
no,
now.
it's not. We want it to be subtle. We didn't want it to like basically ruin your palate for the whole night. So the heat's there, but it's subtle.
Yeah,
this
right.
is-
I'm sure you're all about subtle, right?
Yes, totally. Hence the name, subtle.
Mr. Subtle.
Yes.
So this is the Bayou Blaze right here. This is the regular Irish Red.
Yes.
Your regular Irish Red.
What kind of foods or eateries would you say go well with this kind of beer?
So steaks, chicken, any kind of proteins, shrimp go really well with it. Anything that has that nice protein background to it, it's really good with it.
I've had a couple of Irish Reds, and I noticed that this one's almost like a little creamier.
So we actually used flaked oats to give it a
Okay.
little of that creaminess. So yeah, that's good that you taste that because we do something to create that flavor and that texture in the beer. So
Getting your whole grains in your beer.
yes, Quaker oats.
The Quakers would be
Good
proud.
breakfast beer. So
I'll have this for
I'm
breakfast.
recommending that you drink beer at breakfast.
It's really
but
good on cereal.
If you have to, that's
This is the one.
a good one.
All right, you're about to say a little bit more about the food, though?
No. So yeah, I mean, it goes well with most proteins. We really like to pair it with other spicy foods. You have a battle of the spices in your mouth, which is kind of cool. Yes. So, but yeah, speaking of breakfast beer, our other beer, Old 504, vanilla coffee porter. We use real vanilla beans, real coffee.
Did you just say coffee?
Yes.
Do you have that here?
No. But you
Damn
can
it,
go
Joshua.
next door or somewhere else. Not that I'm recommending going somewhere else, because
Not until this is over.
Yes.
But after that.
yes, after this. So, vanilla coffee porter, perfect for in the mug on the way to work.
Coffee,
Not that I'm
there.
promoting that.
That's all you had to say.
If you're Ubering it or on a bus,
Yeah.
or a streetcar,
I mean, as long as you got the lid on it, it's a sealed container, right?
sealed, yes.
Totally counts.
And just have the straw in one hand and the cup in the other. You're good.
Seasoned professional right here. All right, and then the second one you have here, this is the Red Rocker.
Yes.
This is with the Tabasco oak chips and the, what was that? How was it fused?
Cabo Wabo tequila. So we take the oak chips and we soak it in the tequila. It brings out all of the flavor from the oak chips, the pepper flavor that you get from the oak chips, and it just gets blended right into the.
So what does that have on an effect of the alcohol content?
It's very slight. It does not take a lot to influence the flavor.
Okay.
Because you just had that one, so you'll see that it doesn't take a lot to influence it. So multiple different locations: Lagers in Metairie, Bulldog, World of Beer. If I try to name them all, I'm going to miss somebody.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say, if it's not in a place, I mean, if you go to a place and it's not there, ask for it.
Complain.
It's there.
Complain to management.
Yes, because the customer's always right.
So, I mean, primarily in the New Orleans area, primarily Louisiana.
Oh, so yeah, we distribute with 9 different distributors now throughout Louisiana, Mississippi.
Heck yeah.
We just rolled out last week with Monroe and Ruston, that area up north Louisiana.
All right.
And we go as far west as Lafayette. and as far east as the Mississippi-Alabama line, up to
right.
Jackson, Mississippi. So basically all of southern Louisiana and Mississippi. So I'm a hophead, so our Imperial IPA, Bucare IPA is my favorite. The wife, her favorite is vanilla coffee porter, obviously. She loves chocolate, vanilla, coffee, all those combinations.
Anything, like I said, anything with chocolate and coffee, boom.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big porter drinker myself, so that's
But then
right
we
up my
have
alley.
Kingfish. It's our cream ale, which is a very light, very much like a lager. It's very easy to drink. It's not hoppy.
Okay.
We call it a porch pounder because you can sit on your porch and pound a bunch of them.
There's so many other ways I could apply that.
That means something completely different in my household.
No, please, let's go there.
It has to do with the Red Rocket. I mean, no, wait, there's the Red Rocker. I'm gonna have some more. That's what she
So
said.
how did Chafunkta get started? How did you guys
So I was a
start
home
this
brewer.
up?
I brewed my first batch of beer in 1998 on a Mr. Beer, which is something you get at Target these days.
Fantastic.
And it didn't turn out fantastic. It was very, very bad. I was in college. I was young.
The time of learning.
Yes, I kind of hung that up and did other things in college and met my wife and had 4 boys, and that was pretty much all my time, raising
I
4
bet.
boys. So once they got bigger, I started getting back into the home brewing scene, had
Okay.
more free time, obviously. So in 2009, started home brewing a lot, and in 2011, we started the company basically because we knew there was a need. It was a passion I had to brew beer, and in Louisiana at the time, there was only 6 commercial breweries in the whole state. And so there's a need for it. I love doing it, and let's do it. So we were the 7th brewery to open up in the state of Louisiana. Now they're up to 15.
Yeah, I'm just
So
realizing how much has changed since like 08, 09.
Yeah, so just in the few years that we've been open, they've doubled in capacity. So yeah, that's how it kind of got all started. Another funny thing, I actually still have my day job. This is actually my nighttime and weekend gig.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's just me, my wife, and a private investor, a silent investor, and that's us. That's the whole team. So
Mr. X.
yes, Mr. X. And if he sees this, he's gonna kill me. So can we like cut that whole part out?
We'll blur your face
Just
out,
kidding.
don't worry. You didn't see this. You didn't see this. Jump over the boys.
So for having such a small brewery, what's your output right now?
Okay, so for the first 2 years, we brewed on a 1.5 barrel system that we acquired from Parish Brewing, one of the people here tonight. It was their very first brew house. They brewed Parish Canebrake. Have you ever heard that?
Yes, I've had
The
Canebrake.
first batch of Canebrake was brewed on our system.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he sold us that system, 1.5 barrel. Basically, the entire day of brewing, 2 batches, you can only get 16 of the smaller kegs. So not a lot of beer.
But it's probably a little bit more desirable having it in smaller quantities because then it's more of a real craft sort of
Yes.
item that you're
But
providing.
at the same time, people get mad because they can't
because you
get
don't
it.
have enough of it.
Yes, and they keep running out.
Never enough.
So while we're in the middle of building a bigger place,
Okay.
So we can brew on a larger scale, we started brewing over at Lazy Magnolia. I go over there 45 minutes from my house. We go over there and brew our beers at their place on their 60 barrel system,
Okay.
which is 40 times bigger than the system I just told you about.
Road trip this weekend.
Yes, very cool place, awesome people. And that allows us, instead of that one day of brewing getting 16 kegs, that one day of brewing getting 360 kegs.
Whoa.
So a little bit more capacity,
Well,
and that's how we
serious.
get the bottle and do everything else that we do.
And you just made friends over there, or how did that happen? Because I'm just
I reached out to them because I knew that I had the problem of not being able to meet demand, and we weren't ready to build our brew house yet, and we knew it was going to take time to build the brew house, find the right place to build a bigger brew house. So we needed a stopgap to basically allow us to meet demand while we built our own place, and reached out to them. And Leslie Henderson over at Lazy Magnolia, the owner, she's very open to that, and she took us on, and we love it.
So if there was one thing you had to say would be the strongest component to wanting to start brewing your own beer, what do you think that would be?
Alcoholism, yes.
I tell you what, this.
Just kidding. Well, mostly kidding.
But I was just going to say real quick, this is like the crawfish beer. I'm telling you, because it's got that tequila spice and that little bit of Tabasco, and I mean, I could sit and drink
Let me
this with
reevaluate that for you.
oysters and crawfish all day long.
And that's what I was saying, like the battle of the spices, right? I mean, it's something you could.
You see what I'm talking about?
I agree with you, but the only thing that I would say would be different, for some reason, when I taste this beer, I kind of feel like I should be outside at a barbecue.
Yeah, or to boil. This is your chaser for your oyster shooter. Oyster shooter, Red Rocker on the other hand, you're good to go.
So it was just the passion of creating something from scratch and then having people enjoy it. Very much like a chef, right? Who has an empty kitchen and they can do whatever they want and put whatever they want into a meal or a dish and turn it into magic. I mean, that's what it is. And by the way, it's beer, which is cool.
Which is also magical.
Yeah, so it's fun to do. There's an awesome community around it, an awesome craft beer family in Louisiana around it. All the breweries help each other out.
That's awesome.
When we started, we reached out to Kirk at NOLA, and he helped us out. We have people that are starting now that are reaching out to us. We're answering questions they have about licensing and permitting and all this other stuff. So we all help each other out because we want to help Louisiana craft beer grow.
Excellent. And that's one of the big things I've noticed is the difference between beer enthusiasts and wine enthusiasts. And that's, I was a wine enthusiast before I got into beer, is that it's, a lot of times in the wine field, you're trying to out-snob each other.
Well, I put it simply like this. With wine enthusiasts, the difference between them and beer enthusiasts, pinky out versus pinky in. So beer enthusiast, pinky in. I'm gonna get shirts. I'm getting some shirts made out that say pinky in.
Pinky in. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's not like offensive. It's gonna have like a mug.
Pinky in.
Open a mug and not doing this, right?
Remember that.
Coined by Josh. What's his name again?
No, my name is
Joshua.
Aurora.
Well, I suppose the last most pressing question, what does Chafunkta mean?
Yes. So.
What's a Chafunkta?
So there's a river in Madisonville and Mandeville that borders the two cities.
All right.
It's called the Chafunkta. Now the name of that river came from an Indian reservation that started out in Mandeville at what is now Fountain Blue State Park, right on Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay.
Know your history, kids.
Yes. So
Stay in school.
Yes, and that's why we use the arrowhead in a lot of our logos. It's,
all right.
It's basically tribute to the Indian name that Chafunkta was based on. Now a lot of people say you don't spell it right. Well, the way you actually spell Louisiana is with the T, the C, and the H, much like Chapatulas. And we said, we want to
Chapatalis.
We want to put the funk in Chafunkta, so we renamed it. And we also wanted to make it easier when we broaden out to other areas of the state and across multiple states.
And not have the illiterate people.
Yes, they could not handle the T, the C, and the H.
Where does
so we're making
how do you
it easy
spell
for
that?
them to say and read. So
it's like asking someone in New Orleans to pronounce Calliope Street.
Yeah,
We're not going to get on that right
Siri
now.
doesn't do too well on that.
The joke there, Calliope, down here Calliope Street is pronounced Calliope. If you ask locals in New Orleans where Calliope Street is, they will tell you there is no such street and they don't know what you're talking about. Calliope, if you are in New Orleans.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah, right there with Burgundy, and there's a couple other ones that are like that.
Don't even get me started.
Okay, so the other question we had was, and I don't know if we'll keep this in the video, but what is the day job, out of curiosity?
The day job is I'm a development manager for a software engineering company. So software that different plants use, oil plants, chemical plants,
okay.
To design their systems. They use our software to design their systems, design their plants.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Josh, I just want to say,
You didn't pronounce his name right.
Mr. Joshua.
Yes. Nice meeting you.
We appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you both.
You.
No, you too.
Mr. Josh from Chafunkta Brewery, Pinky's In, everyone.